right. So
Hello,
we're back.
everyone.
Hello.
The
Yes,
second
we are
episode
back indeed.
Welcome, my servants.
to the WASDcast.
Okay, I need to add that for effect, but
Yeah.
Alright.
All right. So
William is trying to pretend that he can play the piano. No. Piano?
Piano?
Guitar.
It's not a piano.
What the heck? My brain is seriously messed up
no,
today.
this guitar is laying on my couch for about 3 months now, and it's still laughing at me that I still can't play it. So in the near future, I'm going to learn how to play the guitar.
yeah, but so welcome back to the WASDcast. And what is the WASDcast? Someone wants to explain it, or should I?
Still don't know what it
Shall
is.
I do it? Shall I do it?
Yeah, it will probably be best.
Yeah, right. So each of us comes with a question, and the five of us, all of us, we're going to answer those questions.
Actually,
So-
we're going to debate questions because we actually cannot answer everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We're gonna give you our opinions because our opinions are better than yours because we're on the internet.
Not that they matter.
We can say what we want, whenever we want.
Well, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So
We know what we're talking about, or at least as far as we're concerned.
I think we know what we're talking about.
who wants to start with the first question then?
Well, well, not me.
Robin,
Alright.
Yes, hello.
would you like to do the?
You want me to do the first question?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead. Enlighten.
Alright. So, if you would have the ability to go to any game world that you would like, which one would you go to and why?
Based on a real world or just it has been in a video?
Anything.
world?
Anything.
Okay, so if okay, well, no. I'll let Leon answer first.
Yeah. Well, if it was like 2007, I would say the RuneScape world. But right now, not
Oh,
anymore. Not anymore.
I don't mention RuneScape every single fucking episode because we're kind of getting tired of it.
This is
Yeah.
just the second episode, so it's kind of hard to
It's
say.
And
not
you're
too
already
difficult to mention
Well-
RuneScape in every single fucking episode if you've only got 2 episodes already
that's what I mean.
done.
We need to stop RuneScape from spreading.
Yeah, stop RuneScape right now. So, well, I would go to the Elder Scrolls world, just because it's
Really?
awesome. It's
Oh.
like saving, go and kill villagers, and then reload again to do it again.
That's only if you're a main character in the
Wait,
game.
you forget something because we didn't talk about game mechanics. It's just
Yeah, well,
you live in
we didn't talk about it. So that means that yeah, it's not a rule that.
But you're forgetting the part where you could not be the Dragonborn. You could just be that random villager
Yeah,
that
you're-
gets killed by the Dragonborn.
You're not
You could become that idiot that gets a bucket over his head and all his things stolen without even knowing it.
I could be that guard who gets an arrow to the knee.
every single time. But still, I think. Do you have a specific preference where you want to go, like Skyrim or Oblivion or?
Yeah, well, Skyrim then, and I think Windhelm. Is the Windhelm something? I guess yes.
They're kind of fucking cold.
It's fucking
Yeah.
cold. Why would you go to Skyrim? It's stupid.
Because I love it. It's just so awesome.
That-
I don't know. It's
It's
He's
Sky-
just addicted to the game,
Yeah,
guys,
just
so he wants to
I
go
have
there.
I've played it so long. Like.
So
it's
let me get
awesome.
this straight. You want to go to some sort of world where it's
Yeah, medieval world.
really
Yes.
freezing cold all the time and you have the chance to be ripped apart by a dragon.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, why not? You know,
Okay.
some adventure.
Well,
Not
Hello.
to forget all the
No
crazy
school,
creatures
no
roaming around the
school, no
world and the
homework.
Force Sword.
oh, well. So, Boom, what do you say?
Tough call actually.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
Alright.
Yeah, well, if you're supposed to be the main character of a game, then I think that's gonna have to be Need for Speed Carbon,
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
video
Carbon
game.
City.
Okay, but if you
I mean, that's predictable.
yeah, but if
But if you would just be a random character?
Then, well, I'm not so sure about that really.
well, I thought you were going to say something like Lego City World or whatever.
Oh god.
Well, yeah, that's just very
Ricky.
everything's made of Lego, but other than that, it's just a normal city.
Well,
It would be normal life.
all normal where a guy can just grab blocks and build a boat. But still.
Well, you don't see the civilians do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they are just living their lives.
Yeah, true.
And the same goes for those Need for Speed worlds I was talking about a second ago. Well, you have some civilians, well, traffic in there. Those are just regular people having regular lives, and
Instead, you crash their car every week.
yeah.
Wow,
Well, that's a
nice.
good start. Okay,
Willem,
so
Willem,
it's
your...
my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
That's a no-brainer for me. Actually, it would be
Shut
High
up.
and no Hyrule. And to be specifically, it wouldn't be Hyrule. It would be Skyloft from Skyward Sword, because A, you have a freaking bird you can ride. Even as a civilian, you can ride a freaking bird. And B, you are on a platform in the sky, and that's awesome. And
True.
the weather is always nice above the clouds, which they suggest.
But
It would be
I don't
windy, I
know the
guess.
Skyward Sword, but how many food production sites, such as farms, do they have up on that
They
city?
do have a lot, and you can also travel in between the different other floating islands. So you also have a pumpkin bar, which is like 2 flights to the north, and you also have that fucking beetle guy. Seriously, Beetle is the most annoying character ever. But I pick Skyloft with that question.
I think maybe my choice would be as a civilian Minecraft, because the main player is also just a civilian in the world. And if you die, you can just respawn.
What
You're
if
not
you
on
were a
hardcore.
pig?
Wait. If you would be a random civilian, then wouldn't you be a certificate?
Yeah, the
Which
villager.
is,
Not
Yes.
necessarily. Not if you're on a server.
Yeah, but that we can always be in a...
I think that's just one of those cases where the rules of the question really make a difference.
So messed up.
so what would you say, Tim?
Well, not really in the place in the main storyline, but Assassin's Creed. Because just think about the Animus. With the Animus, you can look into your past lives, but that's not really what it's about for me. It's more like what you could do with the technology, like video games,
Yeah, so
movies.
Do the
Like with the
civilians
technology of
have
the Animus, you could create awesome video games and movies.
well, surveillance do have access to the enemies. I mean, they use like 4 for the main antagonist, different ones, and there are millions
Wait.
of those enemies. They are created by the company, right?
Yeah, there's they have pretty compatible compact versions of the Animus, like the Animus 2.0 they Assassins use, is pretty compact compared to the first Animus, and you can kind of industrialize and mass-produce the Animus and create an awesome gaming, video, and whatever thing.
That's a good one. But,
Yeah.
but what if you were one of those? Oh, yeah, no, never mind. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. But if you're one of those random civilians whose ancestor got killed by Ezio in the past, I wouldn't be so happy.
Alright.
It's not what I'm talking about. It's not really looking for your past, more looking for applications for the Animus besides looking into the past.
So basically, you would
know.
want to stay in the real world, or well,
Kind of, yeah. Because I really couldn't think of anything else, but the Assassin's Creed world with the Animus, how you could change into a different world entirely. I don't know if you have watched the Sword Art Online anime or something like that. You just go into a machine, go into an entire different world.
Okay. And before we go to Robin, I want to add one thing to my answer.
Oh.
Stylov would still be number 1. Sorry, Leon, we also need your answer. But my second pick would be definitely the world. I don't know what's the name of the world. It would be the world from Brutal Legend. It's all heavy metal.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
You can crush everything. You can use the power of metal to kill everyone in your
I
path.
do agree with that one.
And if I were the main antagonist, I would have the voice of Jack Black, which is, freaking awesome.
Wouldn't you have the
It's
chance of being destroyed by a little screamy baby?
Not really. I mean, I could be either a emo goth or whatever. I could just be ripped apart by Jack Black, which is also an honor. So.
But Robin, what's your answer?
No, Leon. What did you answer?
Well, I already answered. I said the
Oh, yeah,
Skyrim world.
Yeah,
So
Sure.
You have a very short memory, Will.
yeah, I had a long
yeah, you're getting old,
So,
Willem.
Robin.
Yes, well, I would like to go back to RuneScape
Ah!
because although it is
Get
a
it. The
terrible example, I think MMORPGs would be the best choice. And then in particular, I would go to Gold Wars. Because in
Gold Wars.
MMORPGs, almost everyone that you could be is an adventurer who goes on those amazing quests.
Yes.
And I, for once, think, well, Gold Wars is at the moment my favorite MMORPG.
But then you have the problem that everyone is living the same life as you.
Yes, but if you can live that life, then what does it matter what other people do?
Well,
I
it's
mean, it's-
boring because everyone does it.
Everyone is also living the same life right now.
Well,
so
some
that-
people just like to do
So
that. So Robin
wait.
is just one of
Let
them.
me get this straight. You would go on an adventure if no one else could, but you wouldn't if everyone could? I mean,
If everyone
that
did.
doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't know. You don't
Yeah,
know
I do
because
I'm smart. Ha! Oh,
you don't know because you're not in one of those worlds. I don't know either
Yeah.
because I'm not
that's
in those
true,
worlds.
that's true, but still.
But still, you're not either.
Still, in a parallel universe, we all live in an MMORPG world. So, yeah, there's that.
All right.
Well-
So
Well, you could see real life as an MMORPG.
I can't wait to get 100 experience points for strangling Willem.
Thank you.
What if you could be a villain from a game? That would be fun.
Is that your question, or is that just a...
No, that's just going on this subject here.
No. From a video game world?
That's actually pretty
Yeah, in
interesting.
a video game world, this is like if you could join into a video game world. If you were to pick a villain in a certain video game, who would you be? That's a fun one, I think, on this subject.
Ooh, that's a hard.
Does it mean for total badassness?
No,
Do you die the same way he or she does?
Just the villain from that video game going exactly.
Oh man, I know.
your
I know
storyline
exactly
goes.
who I want to be then.
Tell us.
Wait a sec. I need to find a name. Someone go first. I forgot his name.
Is it the main villain from RuneScape? Because
No, no, I'm not going to say Bandos.
So
I don't. RuneScape has a main villain.
I don't know.
No. This is the God of War.
Alright.
So I guess I go ahead. There are many picks I would have.
I got
But
his name.
I think for a total badass villain, I would go for Kefka from Final Fantasy VI. Because A, he destroyed the world. That's awesome. B, he succeeded actually. B, he's a clown and he's a maniac, so like Joker thing, which I really care for. And C, he becomes the god of magic by destroying the world. So he's like totally overpowered.
Alright.
That would be my.
Alright.
The guy's basically Joker squared.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that really suits you.
So Rena,
well.
I got the name of my villain. Yay.
Well, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
From Far Cry 3, Vaas.
Haha.
Voss is just. Yeah, well, it's true.
Oh
But
man,
he's
it's
just that
he
shit
has some
crazy.
amazing quotes. So.
No, he doesn't have amazing quotes. He just has.
He's batshit insane and he's
knows a
pretty
lot.
awesome because of that.
Because the thing about insanity is something that has been said. Still, Voss is pretty cool. He's pretty messed up. So you
Yeah.
could have,
Well, it's my choice.
but Voss was a way better villain than the what's the real villain? Oh, well, never
Yeah, I
mind.
don't know. What is it? Hoist,
All
I
right.
think.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
Quran, what's your answer to your own question?
I think I'm gonna have to say Darius from Need for Speed Carbon.
I was hoping you'd say Darius from League of Legends, but I was.
Well, he's
No,
not
that guy is
so.
just. Well, sure, he has a massive axe and all that, but come on. His character is not all that great.
Yeah, but Darius, well, it doesn't really. Well, that's me being like
You don't know NFS
You are
Carbon,
not
do you?
Bram, Willem.
not.
It's his choice.
You haven't played the game. You don't know what Darius does. He's messing with you the entire game. He's messing with you through the entire story.
Well,
The guy has everything planned out.
yeah, in the end, he's still caught, right?
In
Well,
the end,
he's a freaking
well, in the
idiot,
end, you
so-
beat him and you screw his plans up, but he's screwing with you from the beginning of the game. Plus, he drives a badass car.
That's always a plus.
That helps.
So who didn't we had for this answer? For his answer?
I think we didn't hear Tim or Robin yet.
Yeah,
Well-
you didn't hear me yet because I have just about absolutely no idea who I would like to be what villain I would like to be in a video game, since they just about fail 99.99% of the time.
Why is that? Why do you think video game villains fail?
Because
Fail
of
as in they always die by the hand of the good guy. Maybe not
Are
always,
plenty of
but
villains who-
just in the majority of the games, they always die. And I think I've played very, very few of the games where the bad guy wins, and I don't remember those. Because I certainly don't want to be in a game world where I am certain to die
Well,
because of some one guy hero.
the
Oh,
villain
Yeah,
from
that's true.
Saints Row, Saints Row 3 didn't die. So there you go. That's one.
Darius didn't
Yeah,
die.
but
That's-
not dying and winning is still a big difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but it's just
Didn't Half-Life 2 at the end got something, or did I miss?
Yeah, the main villain Brain, he kind of disappeared into the portal. Also,
there's
Yeah,
also
that's-
something.
it's a little bit of a weird story.
GLaDOS didn't die, so
That's true. GLaDOS is a pretty.
Yes, that brings us to me.
Yeah, but we.
I-
But
think
GLaDOS
I would
wasn't
go for
really
GLaDOS,
alive to begin
actually.
with.
So
because
Rebel-
Yeah, I think she is my favorite villain in video games.
yeah, it is
She
true.
has
It's
an
true.
amazing character.
Messing with your head all the time as well.
Yes, indeed.
You're
Yeah.
fat.
Thank you. Except
I guess we all like the
how are
crazy
you doing?
evil villains here then.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, I think GLaDOS is kind of like the basic thing what a villain should be. Messing with your head, involving you, influencing
Kind of
the entire
crazy.
game,
Yeah.
and being crazy. It's like best villain combined ever.
Only
Like,
somewhat
yeah.
less ridiculously funny.
She is funny.
She is funny.
Yeah, but a villain shouldn't really be funny if you want a real epic villain.
No,
You
I
should-
think a villain should.
Well, a real epic
Oh.
villain does need his human elements,
Well,
really.
no, not per se.
GLaDOS
but I-
is
No.
everything except human, except that she does have a human personality.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
has.
But I think humor is a big importance of a villain. A villain should be really funny because otherwise you have to take him serious all the time, which is like, if a villain is so serious, it's not fun anymore. Like, take for example Ganondorf. Ganondorf is so serious the entire time, but you're never really threatened of him.
No, I mean like silly funny. She shouldn't be like she's calling you fat all the time. That's not really
Not
what
all
you
the
want to
time.
see in a villain. You want Joker kind of funny villain.
And
Well,
and if a
no.
villain-
Joker head is.
I don't agree, actually. I think the jokes she's making are very smooth.
All right.
So
So shall we
really, one more thing. If a villain is always
one more
serious,
last thing.
you always know what he's up to.
No.
If the villain is not serious all the time, he could be messing with your head at the same
That's the
time.
last thing.
He could be joking or he could be dead serious.
Yeah.
you know.
So well, shall we go on to the next question?
Let's.
Yeah,
Oh, certainly quite enduring indeed, sir.
Let's away for a few seconds there.
Yeah, it's
no,
okay,
no,
it's okay.
never mind. It's okay. We
All right.
have
So who wants?
who did we have at the beginning?
Well, I was first, I believe.
Yes.
For some reason, I keep forgetting my question.
I know that I had a
Well,
question
maybe
about.
it's because you're an idiot.
Well,
Oh,
so
yeah,
Bram,
I
so
got
Bram
it, I
and
got
Robin
it.
had their question.
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
no, you
yet.
didn't? Oh,
Mine
yeah.
was just going on.
It was
It
just
was a
an
long
extension.
topic. It was a long topic though. Oh yeah. Well, all right.
Yeah,
that's
that's
all
because
right.
we have to have fun.
My question is, what are our opinions on crossovers?
Oh yeah.
I think
Yes.
awesome. I think they're
Yeah.
great. Okay, let me put it this way: there's a great way for crossovers to combine two of the most awesome things into one, and
But you can
well,
also create a giant failure.
Yeah. Yeah,
True.
you really need to be careful. If you
Although
do
I-
something wrong, it can mess up both of the game.
that's true, but still, it's
Yeah, I don't know any examples for big failures because I haven't seen many of them.
Yeah, me too.
The only crossovers I know of are anime.
well, there
Yeah.
are a lot of video game crossovers. I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom is one of the big.
Well, I mean actual crossovers where the characters actually meet each other, not really some fighting game.
wait, Wait, you don't
Actual
call Marvel
storyline
vs.
crossovers.
crossover?
Yes.
You don't call Marvel vs. Capcom a crossover?
Well, it is, but I actually mean those couldn't really have that much effect on the game itself. I mean, storyline crossovers, I've got somewhat more in how do you say this? Derp,
Feeling? Emotion?
well, kind of a feeling as that the storyline crossovers have somewhat more effect on games.
Okay.
Those
Well, I think, well, there are some great crossovers in the world. Like, my personal favorite, if you look at it story-wise, it would be Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts is genius
But
because it's just
is
it's the combination of Disney and a video game world from Final Fantasy, which is awesome.
Willem?
Yeah.
Is Super Smash Bros. Brawl, is that also a crossover?
Not exactly, because Super Smash Bros. Brawl is more of a crossover between their own dimensions, I would like to say.
All right.
Like, they do have Sonic and Snake, but I don't see it really. Yeah, those two are exclusive crossover characters, but they don't influence the story like.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
But I mean, like Samus and Pikachu, like in the story mode.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
it's also more a fighting game. If we're
Yes.
actually not going for fighting games, because I think
Yeah,
fighting games are the best way to use a crossover.
They are not canon.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
Hmm.
I think.
For some reason, I keep relating these crashes to anime, so it's kind of hard to find the games for them because anime keep popping up in my head.
Yeah, that's a bit too shame because there are really a good deal of good crossovers in video games.
You just have to find them.
Yeah.
Well, there are good ones. The Capcom Versus series is great. I mean, sure there have been some mistakes in the past, but it's a pretty good series.
How the hell did Darth Vader end up in Soul Calibur?
Oh, that's a good one. Well,
Maybe because he's got a sword.
yeah, that's true. But Yoda is also in Soul Calibur, and Ezio is in freaking Soul Calibur. So
Yeah, that's what I mean. Those things are. What's the storyline behind it? Is there a storyline behind it?
Soul
And
Calibur, the storyline is basically everyone wants the Soul Edge because it grants every wish in the world. So I guess.
yeah. Well, how did the other characters from other games end up?
Yeah, but Link was also in Soul Calibur too. So
The
That's what I mean.
multiverse.
it,
Maybe it's the multiverse theory or
yeah,
something.
I like the multiverse too. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, they all went through some kind of dimensional rift to get into one single dimension where the soul edge was.
Yeah, you don't hear me complaining. I think that's a great explanation. I mean, you have you also had Mortal Kombat versus DC, which is like okay, good for you, but still.
All right. If it is silence at this point, so we go on to the next question.
No, that's
I guess.
quickly. Yeah,
Yes.
well, there isn't really that much to say. I mean,
Yeah,
either you
yeah, true.
also down
So who goes? Shall I go?
if you want to.
If I want
I want
to. All right. So
Go ahead.
all right.
Everybody
Amuse me.
prepare for a weird question. Again.
Oh yeah, it's Leon with his crazy questions.
Segment.
All right. So, if you could be king of the world, and you could have
Or
one
you,
wife from League of Legends as your queen, who would it be?
Are we counting skins?
yeah, that's are we counting skins?
Yeah, also skins.
Well, that's good.
Alright, let me just start up League of Legends to start taking a look.
Just Google it, maybe.
Just say.
If I'm king of the world, can't I just make my own church in which I can marry multiple women?
No,
Yeah.
only
Just
one.
bring your
Only
own harem
one.
and have
Please.
every woman in the world.
Only one.
Just about every king in the world have more than one woman.
Yeah,
A
but
concubine.
for this
That's
question,
we have a
for
stupid
this
king and
question, only one.
What idiot king would only take one woman?
I don't know. Apparently Leon.
No, it's just about the question.
Alright, I've started up League of
hypothetical.
Legends. so
Come on,
let's
come
take-
on, come on.
I would say I don't know. Pentakill Sona?
She
Pentakill
just
Sona?
looks, but she doesn't talk.
Yeah, that's true. She doesn't talk, right?
Well, she can talk.
She
to
can't
her
talk
summon.
back to you.
Yeah, she,
yeah,
she
she
can
does.
talk.
She
She
shuts
can
up.
talk to her summoner, but
That's
not to
something.
other people.
All right. So I think I
No, I would go Epic Persona. I wouldn't. I would prefer. I don't know. Jeez.
Let's see what one. You know that the
Annie is perverted. Just saying.
you know there's this this Arctic Warfare Caitlyn skin.
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, that one, yeah.
Yes.
She has
You're-
that gun just
want that
looks
one?
awesome. Yeah, I would go for Caitlyn.
Caitlyn or Arctic for Caitlyn.
Arctic Warfare Caitlyn.
Okay. I would
Snipers, come on.
go in the end for no.
Kind of not looking at the lores of these girls
Yeah.
because the problem would be how bitchy or annoying they would be.
Yeah.
As
You
a
mean-
queen, she get power to rule.
Could be a possibility.
See, then you need someone that's wise.
Misfortune.
Poppy.
Poppy.
I think I'm gonna have to say Katarina.
Little.
I knew it! I freaking knew it!
Who?
She probably tried to kill you all the time for the position of power.
Wait a second.
I don't think so.
As soon as I heard the question, I knew you were going to say Katarina.
Katarina.
I was waiting so long for this moment.
Go for what's she called? Damn it! What's she called? I don't know.
What she like?
You don't
what's
even
the
know the
character like?
name of your
Ari.
own queen.
Ari, maybe. I don't know.
No.
We got a
What's the
Quinn.
character like?
It would be.
So-
Poison
Sona.
Ivy?
No,
Sarah?
it would be Jeez. The
What are her abilities? Do you know
I don't
that?
know. I don't know.
Oh,
How does she
God.
look? How does she look?
Can someone else answer? I don't know. I can't remember.
A Pim.
Yes.
What will be your woman?
You'll be.
I've got not that much of an idea, but it seems, yeah. Shivana, maybe?
Ivana? And then the normal was
Awesome dragon.
That would be great if she were to become angry.
because Iron Claw Shyvana is also really awesome.
Guess you could say that's
I
one.
mean, you could just ride her as a
hot
dragon,
girl.
fly around your
This
kingdom.
is hard to get.
Wow. And Bram.
The terrible jokes have gone off the scale.
Woohoo! What scale?
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 What would be your woman, Bram?
I've always said Katarina.
Oh, you said Katrina. All right.
Oh damn it! I forgot which one I had. I had a good one.
Did Robin
Uh,
already answer?
What?
Just
Jana? The hawker?
Who?
Jana?
Oh, not Jana.
Robin.
Harry. What?
You, for me, this is one of the hardest questions.
You need
ever-
to
anyone
answer it.
Ever.
You have no
because
choice.
you want your giant harem.
This is why we signed you in. This is why you signed in for the WASDcast. You need to answer this.
Well, fuck you.
You can do it. You can do it.
Answer Lynn's crazy question.
Come on, Robin.
Well, going for the backstory and personality and shit, I can at least rule out Ari because she would kill me.
Yeah, because, yeah, seductress of men.
All right, but
Yeah.
who would you choose?
That's at least one less. Well, I'm having a real difficult time, but I think I would go for Vi.
Vi.
Because, yeah, everything she does is a joke. It's just, I love playing her. She's an awesome.
Yeah, but I would think Vi would probably punch me in the face.
Yes,
Every
that's why
time
I
you made
love
a
her.
joke.
She is kind of rebellious, but she is, I've read her lore, she is kind of, for the justice side, only on her own way, going against police, but
She does
still-
know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, that's.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot. It's so stupid.
She works for the Kate Lover police. Kate Over police.
Pulled over.
Yeah, that. Because
That's good.
then she can do whatever she wants. So I guess if she would be your queen, then she can also do whatever she wants. So I don't think that is a real problem.
Yeah,
You
but
know-
the problem is that she probably wouldn't really be the person for a queen type.
Well, who
Well,
cares? I wouldn't be the person for
I'm still
king
thinking.
type either.
What would
So-
you think about Annie?
No, not Annie, you idiot. I would go for...
Alright, do I need to mention all of them?
Fiora,
Just so
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
the name?
Yeah, throw out the names. Go.
Ari,
Aurelia.
Akali, Annie,
Poppy,
Ashe, Caitlyn, Diana,
Christiana,
Elise, Fiora,
Leona,
Jenna,
Aurelia, Jana, Karma, Katarina, Gil,
Morgana.
LeBlanc,
Gil!
Leona,
That's the one.
Morgana.
Gale.
Witch,
Yes,
Gil?
I would go for Kill. Why? A, she can heal me if I'm a dying king. B, she's wise because she's the symbol of justice. B, it's just, well, without the armor on, it's not too bad. So, yeah.
Dude,
It's just, her sister is just what you have to deal with.
with that armor, the first time I saw her and I was playing her,
I
I
thought it
thought
was
she
guy.
was a male.
Yeah, I also thought that, but without armor, it's not too bad. I think.
you're
Wait a
forgetting
second,
that
Gil?
it is
No.
like 10,000 years old.
Details. Otherwise, it could always vote her sister. I
That's
don't
true.
know.
That's true. Morgana is awesome as well.
But
Morgana
I-
was
Forgetting
just-
that it's like 100% for justice.
No.
If you do one little thing she doesn't like,
Yeah, but
look around the rules a little bit, she's going to bitch about it.
And otherwise, I would still go for Pentakill Sona because, you know,
Alright,
Because why the hell not?
well, whatever.
well,
Now, before we go on to the next question, can I please get an applause for not mentioning any R34?
Yeah, well,
Are pretty
Wow.
I've got no idea why I'm clapping here.
alright, well, next question then.
don't
Shall we?
need to know.
Shall we go to the
Then
next
why don't
question?
you throw us your question? But don't throw it too hard.
Did you wait me?
Yeah,
your
you.
question.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. So, what do you guys think will be the next revolutionary? What will be the next revolutionary thing in gaming
Oh,
that will really change gaming?
that hurt.
Basically,
Well,
Too hard.
it will be.
Sorry.
I think
It doesn't have to
Matrix
exist
style
yet.
game.
It could be a concept.
Yes. And I think gaming
Probably VR.
like going into the Matrix would be.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
Virtual reality. I think that would be a great contender.
It's
But
just
I
going
would
to be.
also argue.
If you manage to pull it off, then it will be like the greatest thing invented since the game was invented. Quite possibly.
Well, since anything probably was invented, I mean, something that could take you into a different world wouldn't only change gaming.
Funny how I was talking about something like this yesterday with a friend. We were talking about how cool would it be if you could have a simulator which scanned basically everything you could do and analyzed it, and then you could like
Digital
um,
Airstore? Or...
into some
You would
virtual
literally
world,
realize the Matrix.
go into some virtual world and then try all sorts of weird stuff, and if it were to go wrong, just
Push the
reset.
reset button. Yeah, that
Simulate
would-
killing people.
Well, or
Oh,
just
weirdest fantasies come alive.
well,
Yeah, but
trying out all sorts of crazy jumps from rooftop to rooftop and all that.
yeah, more of a Mirror's Edge world. By the way, that would be also a pretty cool world to live in. Well, if you were.
I don't think it would be that cool if you were just a civilian.
Yeah, that's true.
The
But the
government
problem is
really
that-
sucks.
that kind of thing is kind of far away. It wouldn't really be the next revolutionary thing. Probably would still take about 100 years, probably, to create
Yeah, but-
something that could actually take your consciousness into a different electronic.
That would be really scary
Yeah,
as well.
I know, but
Yeah.
It's scary.
the concept of like fully immersing yourself in that game would be the best way to use virtual reality then.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
true.
they already have like that you can use your mouse with your mind, some sort of mechanic. It's really weird.
Yeah, but that's not really that.
But
big of a-
yeah, well, it's a start maybe. You never
Yeah,
know.
but if you want real virtual reality, those goggles are coming out in the near future.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
true.
really-
That's true. The Google
conscious-
glasses. Oh yeah.
No, not the Google.
Sorry
Oh,
for
no,
bringing-
not the freaking Google glasses.
Sorry for bringing back anime up again, but Sword Art Online is kind of the kind of world that perfectly portrays what could happen if this kind of reality would actually.
Could you talk about the plot without spoiling it?
Sure, it's kind of the main basis that you immediately learn on the first episode. So basically, the nerve gear, it shuts down your body. It's like your brain produces a chemical when you sleep. It's kind of like that, so you can't move your muscles when you're dreaming. But every kind of signal you're trying to make to move your muscles is actually taken up by this electronical headset.
Okay, yeah, well, whatever. But I get the point.
And so, the creator of this headset created a game. This giant game, which has about 100 levels. Doesn't sound like much, but it takes days to defeat just one level. But what he has done is he locked every person into that sleep state, and you die by your brain gets fried by the machine if you die in the game.
Whoa.
Okay.
All right.
So unless they beat the game, they are stuck within.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. There have been enough stories similar to that, but I get the idea. Yeah. I think that would be a cool futuristic idea, but I don't see it as a future idea which would be really implemented because there are so many disadvantages. But for all we know, we could all be plugged into one big
I've seen
machine.
this movie, Gaming.
Yeah. No, not that.
Well, no,
We
but
don't
it's
mention.
I'm not
game.
going to. All right.
But anyway.
Just as we
All right,
don't
Bob.
mention Sonic 06.
Oh god.
Willem,
Yes.
do you want to do your question?
Oh, my question. Oh my god, my question.
Your
Do I
question?
have- Well, it's kind of a thing that I was wondering for the last couple of weeks, but ever with the announcement of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, I have been thinking I've been thinking it before, but video game series are just being milked out so often nowadays. It's
Yes,
like it's really crazy. Like, okay, the only way we can get new titles is by the indie world, and I think video games are not really realizing the full potential of the indie world. And I was thinking, what would be the next big thing for gaming? What do we need to see in order to call gaming fresh and new again?
Well, we've got Watch Dogs coming up.
Yes, Watch Dogs. Oh my god. I know Ubisoft is milking Assassin's Creed 4, and I think Black Flag started as DLC for Assassin's Creed 3. But still, that Watch Dogs looks so good. And also Rayman Legends, by the way. But that's
I've kind of begun late with Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't finished it yet. I really thought when I was playing the storyline, oh yeah, this is going to be the end. But now Assassin's Creed 4 has come up, and I think, what the fuck? Really?
Desmond, eh? That's something different.
Like, Assassin's Creed 3, I haven't finished it, but it really felt like the end was coming near. And now, suddenly Assassin's Creed 4. I mean, seriously, stop milking every little thing out of this series it got. I mean, you've already got like 6, 7 games.
Yes.
Of the same.
They got
Sega.
5.
What about Sega? Like the Sonic games, so many.
No, I think Sonic is being
Just saying,
milked
just say.
much. I think if you're looking for real cash milking, it would be Call of Duty, but Call of Duty has been
Yeah.
Oh god.
so many times mentioned to be cash cow. So I don't think it's really fair to call it at the moment.
What
Because
the hell? What's going
What's
on?
that?
Here? Someone's
What's that?
pressing the mic.
Not me.
everyone's still here?
Alright.
Yeah.
Wasn't
But,
the
the
times done
problem is kind of like with Mario, Sonic, like, people want those games, but you could still call it milking. Call of Duty, millions and millions of people still want that game, and it's still milking.
Yeah,
It's-
there's lots of ways you could call something a milk or a cash grab, because it's just, well, it's easy for a producer to decide, hey, let's make a sequel to this, because the first game sold well and we want to keep our jobs.
Yeah, but they start.
Especially in an industry like video games, where just games are just, well, it's at the height of its popularity. Everyone plays games, and nowadays, thinking of something new instead of going for something that's safe and you know that will sell games. That's
Well,
It's-
movie
it's
industry
starting-
is doing almost the same thing as well.
Yeah.
DLCs are coming like very often now these days.
yeah, but deals.
Oh yeah, on
I mean,
launch DLC must
They have
die.
announced the dragon thing for Far Cry 3.
Blood. Yeah,
Dragon
but
Blood?
that's kind of funny.
Yeah, and you don't have to like buy Far Cry 4, whatever. It's not something, but it's like a DLC.
It's
So
not a separate game, you mean?
yeah, no, it's not a separate game. It's just you can
That's
just continue with the same game, and that's what I like. It's more like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but like DLC being used as almost an entirely different game, but still within the same game.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just like Assassin's Creed, you just have Assassin's Creed 1, and you have DLC that makes the storyline of Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah. Like that. Maybe that you can
but
just
then you have
fast travel to another region, whatever. I don't know what Far Cry. How
Then you
do it.
could have the problem of still milking money like map packs, absolutely used as map packs that like from maps that were from previous games.
Well, at least you don't have to buy like a new fully game from for like 50 euros.
Yeah. But then you
as long
also
as
have the problem of that game not being improved, like engines or anything or graphics.
Yeah, but that's something that has to happen within that DLC.
That's really difficult.
Oh,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
but
can't
Changing the
improve
engine
game.
of the game just by
I'm thinking in
some
future
stuff.
in future science. Maybe it's become something.
you'd have to have really flexible and versatile engine for that,
Yeah, I know.
and that's something that's yet to be developed.
Maybe in the future you buy the engine and then can buy games around the engine or something.
That would be cool. That would be.
That might
Like-
actually be a really nice concept.
So
I think
like
it
you
would be
buy
a
for
little bit
100
Let's ask
bucks.
copyrights for it, guys.
What?
Like for 150 bucks or something, you buy the engine on your computer, and then for somewhat cheaper you can buy the games or something, and somehow when the engine gets updated, so do the games.
Yeah.
Well, no, because game developers would stick to their original
I
idea,
think it's.
original game,
I
so
think
they
you're
wouldn't try
thinking-
anything new because they know, oh well, we sold
We
the
already
engine,
did it.
so we don't. Yeah, we could just keep improving this game. But what I'm looking forward to with improvements in gaming is especially Destiny by Bungie, because they say this will be an MMO that will be played for 10 years and straight, and I think that's a great concept, and if it works, it would be awesome.
Well, actually, did you know that Halo was meant to be a MMORPG?
Dude, Destiny was mentioned in Halo 3. There was a poster of Destiny before the announcement 2 years earlier. So
But
that's
Halo
awesome.
was meant to be a MMORPG, so I kind of got the feeling that this is actually what they meant to make with Halo.
Yeah, that's true. But,
Beginning of
but
the-
still,
that could be.
I think it's awesome just in general. But that's yeah. Well,
Well,
where do you see the video game industry going with original ideas? Are we going to still keep looking for them in indie games? And I think indie games are the future for gaming, especially for big companies. But yeah, if we only get sequels or remakes of games, because that's also a thing that's happening,
yeah.
it would be
Yeah, people like remaking old games like in high definition textures, and maybe some new
not really
animation
milking.
models and everything.
Yeah, if you look like
Just
a Skyrim,
reworks of the old
Morrowind.
games.
If
Yeah.
you-
Could be milking, but it's kind of because you can only do it once.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I would like. I make an excuse for DuckTales Remastered because that game's look freaking hilarious, and that's.
Yeah, but
the
that's
stuff-
some nostalgia shit.
No, it's not nostalgia.
Well, it's a bit nostalgia.
It is.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on.
okay, it's a bit, but still, it's freaking awesome to play with a.
Yeah, and that's just what it makes awesome. I mean, I think it's awesome too.
Yeah, well, part of the milking is as well, are you prepared to pay it? And is it really milking? If
Is it worth the price?
yeah, well, all those people that constantly buy the Call of Duty series, that they are prepared to pay that high price, and then you could
Yeah, but
say,
they're
is it really milking?
Like the milking says, it's a cow that has no clue what's actually going on.
That's true. That's true.
All right.
How about reusing the same title over again?
It's even
Like-
worse. But in gaming, it doesn't happen as often. In movies, however, jeez. it's
Well,
Well,
Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005 and 2012 or 13 or something like that. 12 it was.
Yeah, but they called it a Criterion game.
Yeah, but
I
still,
forgot
what
they
you're
did with Need for
expecting,
Speed Most Wanted. Ugh.
what you're expecting from Need for Speed Most Wanted is like a remake or at least something very similar to the original, and they
Not really. They
Completely throw the original concept out the window.
That was the idea.
well,
They wanted.
They threw all the customization out of the window. I mean, that was a really big part of
Yes.
the
I hate that they did that. The open world is back. That's great. But they threw out all the customization.
Yeah, but
Which I
Leon,
really
you want
am.
to say something?
Yeah, so there was this game, Dragon Quest. There were, I think, 9 games from it.
Yeah.
So
How
is,
many have you played?
is it also milking?
No, how many have you played from the Dragon
Oh,
Quest?
1.
series?
Only
Yeah,
the
that's
9.
true, but-
9.
Yeah, but Dragon Quest is a series that look at Final Fantasy. At this point, it is milking, but that's because Final Fantasy is not revolutionizing their game like Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest started out as a clone of Final Fantasy, but
Mhm.
now it's become its own thing, especially with the latest Dragon Quest 9 and Dragon
Yeah.
Quest 10 soon. It's constantly trying to implement new ideas, whereas Final Fantasy just gets more ridiculous and strange as it goes on. I mean, many
Yeah.
people said the height of Final Fantasy is over. It's time for Square to move on to something new.
It's
Yeah.
they're
kind of the
trying to
problem,
do that kind
the
of-
fine line, if it's milking or not. I mean, you've still got Sonic, etc. Also, Pokemon. How can you
Pokemon,
call that
Pokemon
not
Yeah,
milking?
well,
I think Pokemon is an exception because Pokemon
Why?
is going for a concept that is still working to this day. There are still people battling with Pokemon. There are still people collecting all the Pokemon, and
People are still playing Call of Duty, but
yeah, but there's
I love
Yeah, but-
Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, but
it's
it's.
also improving the game.
Yes,
You
that's
gotta
true. It's,
admit
it's,
though,
it's
the
getting
new
better
Pokemon-
every
I'm sorry, but
Pokemon
Pokemon
are
hasn't.
a bit
Pokemon
ridiculous.
hasn't changed since Black and White.
No, but
I
Black
mean-
was one of the latest installments.
The entire.
By the way,
the
Black-
entire,
I have seen
formula
I've seen
was-
screens from Pokemon Y and X and Y, I guess.
It looks
And-
really good.
Yeah, it looks really, really fucking good. I mean,
It's just too bad they threw in a new Mewtwo form, but that's besides the point. But that I guess that comes along.
Yeah,
with the
well-
they get, but
well, this actually reminds me of another example. The Half-Life 2 series, for example. They already have 4 titles. I mean, that's maybe a little bit low amount, but you could already consider it milking, I think, because of the high amount of titles for is. But
There won't be
instead,
any more titles
ins-
because Valve can't count to 3.
yeah, that's
yeah, that exactly my point. Nobody is calling Half-Life 2 milking because everyone is saying, "Bring on goddamn Half-Life 3." They already
I
have
think-
4 titles.
I think you can only call something milking when it's games are being set out in rapid succession without any improvements,
But
except for graphic.
No,
uh,
no, there's
like,
some-
without any actual
Better
improvement.
graphics over and over again, then yeah, you can consider that milking.
can I please mention the biggest milker of all time, which isn't Call of Duty, and
Alright.
Call of Duty
Well.
isn't even as big as this one, because
You
the
go ahead.
biggest milked game of all time, and it died because of this Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero, fucking
Guitar
oh my
Hero
God, No,
crashed and
Exactly the same game over and over again,
new
Uh,
tracks.
with a couple
so
of new
important,
songs.
it
why
crashed
even buy a new Guitar Hero if you already got one?
every year? But that's because of the track list, and that's kind of the genius. It was also that what fall down because people knew, oh, I have to buy a new game just for new tracks. Just make one game and make everything DLC, which is something for Guitar Hero it would have worked. But in this case, they just decided to release every year a new game, which inevitably led to their downfall, and also of music games in general. I mean, Rock Band has been.
But
Alright.
shall we wrap it up here?
What?
because-
No, we still have a
No?
question.
Oh yes, do we?
Do we still have a question?
Oh yeah, who?
Do we?
Who would
don't
that
think we
be?
do.
Who would that be? I think we got all of us.
Yeah.
Willem,
I think, let's
you're
see,
getting
we got
old, Willem.
Leon's, we got mine, we
Oh
got
yeah, we
Willem's.
got one.
We
Jeez. Sorry, my
Willem,
mind is really.
Yeah, you're
Your
getting old.
brain! Your brain!
I'm getting old. Jesus, I'm
Yeah,
I don't
this-
have one anymore.
I'm the
All
youngest.
the alcohol has destroyed it.
Need to go to
Hey,
the old people's
hey.
house.
Not that much.
Portal 2, let's play, anyone?
Oh, shut up.
We
Shut
should
up.
really continue that.
Robin
Yeah.
and I watched
One
the
episode,
movie White
never
Chicks
heard
last
again.
night. It
But
was
Don't fry your laptop.
so we can end off here then, I think. So
Well,
yeah, thank you guys for listening, and
Yeah, if there's anyone who's going to listen to this.
yeah, well,
does
except the
anyone
5
know?
of us.
We're now on iTunes, right?
We're on iTunes. Hey, yeah.
We're on iTunes, indeed.
Yeah,
That
check
is-
it.
Well, my subjects, I will see you next time on the third episode of WASDcast.
Yeah. So
Well said.
by that,
Alright, that's it.
we're going to end it off. So see you guys later.
Goodbye.